It's a fantasy. You go and you watch, you watch a kung fu movie, and one guy takes on 100 people in a restaurant. That's fun.
But why are you so sure that there's no link between enjoying movie violence and enjoying real violence?
And I have absolutely no hypocrisy or contradiction whatsoever to say that, I abhor violence in real life, and I can love it in genre, and I can love it in stories, and I can love it in novels. I love violent novels. I love violent anime, right? And I always have. If I were ever trying to defend myself, and I really don't defend myself in this situation because I don't think I need any defense. Right.
It's amazing to think about the fervor that surrounded Brokeback Mountain when it was released 11 years ago. Heath, Aang, and I were at the center of a storm that year, fielding the praise and controversy that came from telling a love story about two men.
It's common, for example, to believe the artists are one and the same with their art. That is to say, whatever comes from the artists, their creative production, creative works, is the same as what goes on inside of them. A direct reflection, even if they are unaware of it or try to pass it off as separate modes of operation. As just art, for example, there's usually skepticism. People tend to hold to that belief that what comes to the art comes from the artist, such that every thought, behavior, action, or concept are treated as expression of deeper true self and fantasy, like a perfect psychological screenshot of experience, even if they are unaware of it. So instead of monkey see, monkey do, it's monkey think, monkey is. This phenomena is emblematic of various artists from all possible domains, actors, authors, comedians, musicians, and so on. And it's not uncommon for artists to come out and try to distinguish themselves from their art. Take The Weeknd, for example. He's a profound artist with an interesting mind and personality. If you're familiar with his earlier works, and even to some extent a lot of his recent works, going off of his apparent depictions and creative lyrical choice, you'll probably find him to qualify for all of the following epithets or personality traits: depraved, emotionally detached, narcissistic, hedonist, a junkie, a toxic womanizer, antisocial misogynist, someone with a despicable character and attitude. Some might even say they don't get the hype about this guy. He's overplayed and overrated. It's not absurd for someone to say and think, if you've heard one of this guy's songs, you've heard it all. The content of his music constantly revolves around a bad drug habit, toxic relationship in a twisted world where sex and drug is the fiber of reality. He's a stripper's best friend, the devil's advocate, someone who hurts you not because you deserve it, but this rotten world uses him, broken and dead inside, as an instrument of judgment for its rotten people. He has an album, Kissland, which remains the gold standard for his music DNA till this day. In the past 6 years, The Weeknd has become rather widely popular and celebrated. He's been in the spotlight so long, since After Hours till now, for various reasons. This is not surprising. The Weeknd is probably the best, the next best thing close to Michael Jackson. The problem isn't that he's becoming more famous and successful. The issue is, why is The Weeknd in people's faces everywhere now? You can't escape him. Because if you know anything about The Weeknd, he's a deeply mysterious person who avoids publicity as much as possible. At some point, people couldn't conclude if he's real or not. For the majority of his career, he wouldn't do interviews. The Weeknd became so mysterious that the only thing connecting him and the world was his music alone.
Despite the chart success, little was known about The Weeknd.
Was it deliberate? I mean, yeah, to an extent. I think we went on for about almost a year with no pictures. Everyone's like, yo, who is this guy? Who's The Weeknd? How does he look?
Nobody has that mystique anymore. There's one person that does, and that's Abel. That's the Weeknd.
Someone like that doesn't just reinvent themselves overnight. To make matters even more confusing, now that he's finally out there and connecting like a typical celebrity, he's just a depressingly normal guy. Humorous, innocent, harmless, and wholesome. You might experience cognitive dissonance just hearing him speak.
Do you feel the love right there they have for you?
Yeah.
I have
Beautiful.
it as well.
Gorgeous. Oh my
And thank you. Welcome and thank you for
God. So
doing this.
kind.
So who is he exactly? The Weeknd seems to have an obsession with cinema, movies, actors, and storytelling. He's influenced by his love for various TV characters, which he might have used to construct the Weeknd persona entirely. But here's where things start to get wicked. We could say the Weeknd isn't really Abel Tesfaye, as he would like to be referred to now. And the character and the Weeknd is just a character where dark fantasies that aren't really him are projected to tell a story, using creative imagination and artistic analogs. But then we circle back to the same problem again. Monkey thinks, monkey is. The Weeknd launched his acting career in a series called The Idol. He plays a character who embodies the Weeknd persona in its final form, a total capture of the Weeknd apparently portrays in his music. But according to the Weeknd, or Abel's perspective, Tedros is supposed to be a rejection of the Weeknd motif, not endorsement, but as you would suspect, the complete opposite happens yet again. For monkey thinks, monkey is. The show was criticized to the ground for everything it attempted to do, with no redeeming qualities. Abel's half-decent acting talents doesn't help either, to say the least. Maybe Abel or the Weeknd would never truly escape his art, or have the artist be perfectly separated from the art. If we try stepping back and observing from a distance, the Weeknd is a constellation of contradictory personalities to begin with. Though he might really and truly desire to evolve from the dark into the light, let's say. But it's not like he still isn't channeling everything he points to as wrong as his creative fuel. It's not wrong for anyone to want change or be better, to feel like becoming is better than one already is. I just don't know if the Weeknd understands that to be completely rebirthed, the current you must completely die.